Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahushai, Rakata Yahweh, Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great men of the well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your life may be. As you can probably hear from the audio, it's another in transit. I try to do one a week. The rest are actual, videos will be grab scriptures. But as you see, since this isn't in transit and I'm unable to grab scriptures, I don't want this to be too long, right? Status quo. This won't be very long. We'll just give this a listen here, and we'll quote a couple of scriptures, and then that'll be it. But the point of this is that Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, where it tells you, the scriptures tell you, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay? And Psalms 83 tells you who your enemies are. Esau is listed twice, one as a nation as a whole, and then the second one, a specific tribe. Okay, that starts with an A. And they are also simultaneously the ones that the scriptures tell you the least of the flock, drawing them out, which they are certainly doing with their reckless behavior, dragging Babylon the Great in and dragging them down with them, as it is written. Babylon and the land share a judgment, share a fiery judgment. The only difference is that the land will be rebuilt, okay, by those who destroyed it and who had a hand in destroying it. And the actual biblical bloodline Israelites will then reclaim what rightfully belongs. So you see the title here: the Edomite supremacists storming HBCU campuses, attacking students. And they've done a couple of things. I think there's a couple of C. Kirk, Timu version of C. Kirk's trying to go and do that same thing, trying to get a reaction, trying to get a rise out of the people. However, it did not work. I don't remember the two boys' names. So I say all that to say, pay attention to who you're talking to, what you say around them. All right, and we're generally not too concerned about the everyday average Joe Schmo Edomite, but at the same time, that everyday average Joe Schmo, he's cool now, but you don't know what these people think. You don't know what these people say at their dinner tables. All right, you don't know what they tell their children. It's the age old. It's just the status, the same thing. Nothing has changed. They are just able to be a little bit more bold. Right? Why? Because they are backed into a corner. And it's funny that they have everything that they wanted as far as political ask or political demands go. But I think that because the world and everybody is waking up to who is actually in control, and that they're being screwed over, the other Edomites are being screwed over. They don't need a reason to attack Jake. It's always Jake's fault. Everything that has gone wrong, it is by their own doing. Somebody said, I don't know who it was, but they said racism is expensive, and it certainly is. They are able to manipulate the simple-minded into voting against what they benefit from, because they don't want niggas to have anything. And that is a biblical level of hatred. Okay, doesn't the scriptures tell you? Genesis 27 will tell you the days of I believe it's 27. The days of mourning for my father are at hand, because I will slay my brother Jacob. And each incarnation, it has happened. All right, or they have been in that spirit. So let's let Bookie Wood say a few words. We'll get a couple of things, and then that'll be it. But again, you need to pay attention to who you're speaking to. You need to know that just because they smile in your face, that doesn't mean that they love you. And I'm tired, really 2/3 of our people, I'm tired of them being shocked by the actions of a beast. That's what they are. They don't have any real love. They don't understand accountability for their or consequences for their actions. All right, that is why when Esau sold his birthright and then tried to backdoor Jake, and then wanted to kill him, crying, "Bless me, Father, even me." Anyway.
Not just a one-sided, mentally unstable, unhealthy obsession, then simply look up the fact that there are white supremacists in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death storming HBCU campuses looking to attack students. And in their brains, this is rectification or somehow justified because Charlie Kirk was killed by a white person. So they're saying, hey, even though a non-black person or a black person, let's just keep it a buck, a black person had nothing to do with this incident, we're going to use it as a scapegoat to justify our racism. We don't care about Charlie Kirk at all, actually. We just want an excuse to exact and act out our hatred.
Because they are professional victims. They know deep down what they've done to Jake. And their forefathers, everything that they've done, they all know, and it is within the core of their being. They understand who they are, what they are, and to try and offset that, they want to lie, because that is their MO. That is the main thing that they do, right? They come out of the womb speaking lies. They want any little excuse, like he said, to exact their hatred, their quote unquote revenge. It don't matter if it makes sense or not. The niggas did it. It does not matter. Jay is always Jake every time, or sometimes our brown or so-called brown, our Northern Kingdom brothers. Because remember, they got it just as we did, just like we did. And I'm talking, in the 16th, 17th, or the 17th through the 20th century. Hell, even up until right now, a brother was hung in Mississippi, I think, or whatever. I can't remember. Still getting hung in 2025. And then what? Getting ruled a suicide with both of his arms broken. Not even understanding. There's a recompense for that. You just keep running up that tab. You keep on running up that tab. Lamentations 4, at the end, verse 19 through 21, I believe, or 19 through 22. I can't remember how long it is. But at the end, it tells you, you're going to drink of that cup. So they're so desperate to get back to those ways, to get back to the 50s and back to, let me behave like an uncouth beast and project. And everything that is wrong with me, everything disgusting about me, I'm going to say it's the niggas. I'm going to project my flaws onto them and then try to tell the world that is what these so-called black people are. But it is you. It is you. And I think another thing, that is why these people in this religious psychosis, thinking that the rapture was coming. Most of these Edomites, or Hamites, might have believed it, because they love white Jesus too. But the Edomites, well, they were so set on this so-called rapture, because you think you're going to escape what's coming to you, for you, upon you. Tough titty, says the cat with no milk. Well, y'all got it coming.
Hateful people. Hate has been passed down in our family for generations. So why stop now? Is basically what is being said by these people. If you ever thought racism was just some complex thing, black people just have to be doing something to garner all of this hate from white people. No, we don't. This is an unhealthy, one-sided obsession. If you ever thought...
And lastly, before I close, again, Jake, that's why, if you are lacking in the spirit, pray. All right, if you're lacking faith, if you're lacking discernment, you're lacking anything, all right, James chapter 1, pray and have faith, and don't waver. let the Lord work his work, okay? He may put some tests in front of you, some trials, or you may pray and it may not come right away, but it will come. As long as you are sincere, as long as you are striving for righteousness, the Lord sees that. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He sees what you, where you are, what you're trying to do, and he knows what is in your heart. So those wicked thoughts that come up, rebuke them and strive for righteousness. The Lord loves a fighter, okay? And let me let this car pass. And speaking of letting pass, let these crazy ass people have it. All right, you get cut off on the road, whatever. Let it go. All right, you don't invite trouble on yourself. You see these people, they are in a corner, and what does a cornered dog do? Lash out. Just keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying you don't defend yourself, but the Spirit, okay, if you are striving to be in the Spirit, the Holy Spirit will give you an inclination. It has for me many a times where, you know what, you'll have a thought, you know what, let me not go XYZ or whatever place, because so-and-so might be tripping, or, you just got to pay attention, all right? You got to listen when that little voice hits. Pay attention to what's going on around you, and don't ignore the Holy Spirit, okay? You want to do your best to avoid trouble. Do your best to not put yourselves in situations that can get you, into legal or physical, legal trouble or physical harm, okay? So with that being said, as you can see, it is high time you wake out of sleep, right? Be circumspect, Ephesians 5. Be ye circumspect, redeeming the times. You got to pay attention, all right?